In this lesson, we'll wrap up this course by finishing off our logo for Banshee Energy Soda. Okay, so in the last lesson, we started tracing these letter forms from our sketch for our Banshee logo. So if you want to open up the Lesson 13 Begin file, you'll find that I've come in here, and if we hide our template layer, I've gone ahead and finished tracing those letter forms. Now, these differentiate a little bit from the sketch just because in looking at the forms as they were, I felt like I wanted more repetition in this sound wave shape. So I've broken that shape right here in the B to create another one. So now at this point, really, what I would like to do is I would like to create sort of a supplementary shape behind these shapes, because as we come in here, let's say we wanted to choose a color and apply this color to our letter forms. That color is going to be affected by the background color that this logo is placed on. So oftentimes what you'll see is a logo that has to be versatile enough to go on several different backgrounds or packages. You'll see sort of a white encapsulating shape that's created around the letter forms. And it also helps to sort of unify that type. So in order to do that, let's go ahead and just choose a color here for our type. Now, in thinking about color, there's a great deal of psychology behind color, and really the types of emotions and feelings that different colors can invoke. So let's go ahead, and I've gone ahead and thought about this a little bit. I want to go ahead and use a green color for these letter forms, being that really the meaning behind the color green, the positive meanings are it is really rooted in balance and in growth. So you can see here that an energy soda and the meaning of balance, an energy soda could be said to bring balance to one's day if you drink it and it perks you up and gives you the energy to complete your day. So let's go ahead and go with sort of a green color here. And I've got an RGB document I'm working on here just for the purpose of our video. So I'm going to dial up the green a little bit. And I think that I'd like this to be a little bit of a cooler green. So maybe we come in and add a little bit of blue into that as well. Maybe that's a good place to start here. Now I'm going to just zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to grab my rectangle tool here, and I'm going to just quickly grab a black color, and we'll draw a black rectangle. And let's go ahead and use our selection tool to grab that, and I want to go to Object, Arrange, and Send it back, just so we can see how this green type is looking on a dark background. So I might want to go a little bit lighter with that just to provide a little more contrast, but this black shape is going to provide us a good opportunity to build our encapsulating shape as well. So let's go ahead and lock this black shape by coming to Object, Lock, and Selection. There we go. And we'll zoom in on this again, and let's go ahead and grab our direct selection tool and then our pen tool again, and I'm going to go ahead and choose a white color for my fill color here. So this is going to come in and around, and what I'd like to do is just kind of begin tracing the shapes that we already have. Now as I begin to work my way around this letter B, what you're going to find is that, I need to hold Alt to break that handle free. This white shape I'm drawing is going to be on top of the other forms here. So while I'm drawing this, let's go ahead and, because I have it selected, we can go Object, Arrange, Send backwards. We can continue doing that, or we can just send it all the way to the back and then bring it forward one step. Say bring forward. There we go. So now we've got it behind the green shapes, but in front of the black shape that we had drawn here. So let's come in here, and let me just hold down my Control key to reposition that anchor point. I'd like to kind of pull that in right about there. And I'm trying to get a hold of that handle there. There we go. We'll break that free, shorten that up just a little bit. Actually, looks like I need to redraw that one, so I'll just click on that and pull that handle back out. And we'll come back in and around, break that handle free. So basically, this is a pretty simple process. What I'm doing here is I'm coming in and I'm encapsulating some of these shapes. So you can kind of see that. Now I'm going to kind of cut this process short. I've already got another copy of this logo that I've done because I want to show you kind of the challenge in creating this shape. We just kind of cut this short, and we're going to bring this back in and around the B. And you may have run into this problem when you were creating the A and wondering, how did he create the A? And I'm going to show you that now. So objects that have holes in them are referred to as compound shapes. So you just get the last little corner of this drawn here. Kind of smooth that out some. All right, so like you can see here in the green letter A, we have this hole punched in it. So let's say we want to do sort of the same thing for this letter B here. Just continue to smooth that out just a little bit. All right, say we want a hole in this white shape so that it kind of hugs to the inside of this shape here and the inside of this shape here. So let's jump into outline mode to do that. It's again Control Y on your keyboard, and I'm going to just simply draw in this shape. So we'll come down here like so. Draw in this shape, and I'm going to bring that out to right about here and then bring it back. I know we're starting to get a lot of lines together here, but that's okay. We'll be able to kind of differentiate between them here in just a moment. And let me just pull these handles out again here. You can do that by holding down the Alt key. And I'm going to break that one free. All right, that shape looks pretty good. Let me bounce, actually before I do, I'm going to select that path and bounce back out of outline mode. So you can see here I've got this shape right here drawn. So the reason it's green is because the last shape I selected before I began drawing it was one of these green shapes. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and select this shape and the white shape behind it as well. And we're going to come up here to Object, and let's choose Compound Path. And we're going to make that a compound path. So now that looks kind of strange because we brought it to the front, but if I drag that over, you can see we've essentially used that new shape to punch a hole in our white shape. So let me undo it back to its original position. I'm going to go ahead and send it all the way to the back, and then bring it forward one step. And there we go. Now we have this nice shape that's beginning to take on the form of our B here. So, and in this case, I might come in and take this particular shape here and actually use my eyedropper tool, which is the keyboard shortcut I, sample that white, and see what that might look like in white. Or if we wanted to bring in a second color here, or really a third if you count white, we could come in and maybe even think about making that a more vibrant, a more yellow, warmer green. Maybe something in that neighborhood, or even a little bit brighter. Depends on really kind of what you're going for. All right, something like that. So again, this step is about making kind of this encapsulating shape here that would kind of surround this decorative logo, or these letter forms, and really kind of further integrate them all into one piece of art. So now again, Banshee is just one word. We still have Energy Soda that needs to be communicated. So I think what I would probably do is layer that underneath here with a simple, more supporting typeface. So let me just grab my type tool here and simply grab and pull out a text frame. The type tool is the keyboard shortcut T, just like the icon on the button there. So I'm going to go ahead and choose white as my color, and let me come in here and just type Energy Infused Soda. And we'll hit Control A to select all the type in the frame. And let's go ahead and use this button here to center align that. And we'll go ahead and increase the size just a bit. And I'm actually going to change this over to a font called Aller, A-L-L-E-R. Now, this is not, actually this is a free font, so I'll go ahead and include a text file that has a link so you can download this font if you'd like to download that and try it on your own. So now I can access my character panel simply by clicking on that orange link here. And if I click that button, we can make it all capitals. And I'm going to just space the tracking on that out just a bit here, maybe about 100. You see what that's looking like. Sometimes it helps to sort of back out on your mark that you're creating. Now, what I've got going on for you here is kind of really, feels kind of like a half-done logo, but really the rest of this process in finishing this logo out is very similar to the exact steps that I've showed you. So rather than continuing on and making this course longer than it really needs to be, let me just come over here off the artboard, and I've created another version of this logo that I've finished that encapsulating shape. And we'll just drag that over to right about there. Let me go ahead and Object, Unlock All, so I can select all of these. Shift-click that one to get it out of the way. And let me just select my type and Alt-drag it up here. Alright, so this is kind of what we're looking at here for the logo for our energy soda. I see a few little things that I would probably go in and adjust, just some little areas like in that encapsulating shape, like that one right there. Might pull that up, let that breathe just a little bit more. Again, I'm using the direct selection tool to do that. So, but overall, this logo is just about to the state where I would present that to a client. Now, obviously, we would want to do a few things and take a few steps before we present it to a client. We wouldn't want to show them our working files. So, I would probably do that. But really, that's beyond the scope of this course. So, what we've done in the last couple of lessons is we've taken the idea of Banshee energy infused soda and we have run it through our creative process. We have stated the problem, we have made some objectives, we have brainstormed some, we've analyzed the ideas, and then we've implemented those in this final form here. So again, you can see really how flexible the design process is and how it can be wrapped around really any project, whether it is an image-based design, a type-based design, a layout design, or even a logo or an icon design, as you've seen in these last few lessons. So hopefully you've enjoyed this course. I definitely have enjoyed walking through this with you. Hopefully you've got a lot out of it. Thanks for joining me.